is the way that online learning and all learning works, right? Right? So you showed your screen. We talked through the problem. I was coaching you in an informal way, but you did all the work, right? And we used a series of we used a series of strategies to figure it out together, right? So yeah, we do that in the classroom all the time, and we can do it online. So welcome to today's week 2 class on digital authorship and inquiry learning. My name is Renee Hobbs. We have only an hour and so much to do, but I guess we can get started. So I'm going to share my screen with you just for a moment here. Let's see. Sharing is paused. Uh-oh, hold on here. What happened there? Sharing is paused. There we go. Let's try that. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Give me a thumbs up if you can actually see my screen right now. Can you see my screen? Good show. The first thing I want to do is I want to say how great it was to meet you through the Flipgrid. And I am now writing some kind of customized emails. So after this class, you'll get the standard email that says, here's what we did and here's what you should do. But also I have some personal comments, because as I got to meet you, I realized, oh, you guys are going to make some amazing things. And how lucky I am to see what you are thinking about and how you're thinking about developing your knowledge and skills for this class. So thank you so much for sharing. And if you guys haven't met, I know that many of you teach at the same place, but not everyone, right? So please take the opportunity, if you haven't, to sort of poke around and see who's here. It will turn out that if you don't know everybody, watching these Flipgrids will give you some ideas for who you might want to partner with for this week's collaborative activity. Okay, all right, let's do a digital annotation activity with the powerful but simple annotation tool on Zoom. Scroll up to the top where you see the menu bar pop up, and use the annotate button to indicate with a stamp. Choose a stamp of your choice. Which of these colors best reflects your mood today? It's been a long day. You've had a lot of colors, I guess we could say. Which one of these best represents your feelings, your mood today? I'll go first. I'm putting some hearts next to the orange because I am feeling very social today. Yesterday I was very lonely. Today I'm so happy to have social interaction with you. So that's where I am. So who needs some coaching to learn how to use the whiteboard, the annotation function of Zoom? Anybody need some help? Oh, look at that. Somebody is blue. Say more about that, please.
I'm Dimitris. So I had a very nice conversation today with some of my superiors, and they made me feel very good about it. So that's why I chose blue.
Thank you for sharing. That's absolutely wonderful. I see someone chose purple. Tell me, why is your mood today purple?
I chose this and I feel luxury because my mood changed from the previous week that I felt frustrated with the use of the mask. But today I tried to persuade myself to feel luxury and spirituality.
Nice. It took effort, right? But you did it.
I did it. For the time being.
For the time, that's right. This is only our mood for the moment. It might change even in an hour. Who's feeling brown today? Tell me what's going on that you are feeling dependable, rugged, trustworthy, simple. Who's feeling brown today and why?
I chose brown just because the word simple kind of spoke to me. I feel like things have just been it's been a very simple, regular, ordinary day.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. I see there's somebody who's feeling a little bit pink. What's going on in your life that you're feeling pink?
I am the pink one. I was not at work today. I will not be there tomorrow due to health reasons. So I feel compassion about the people that cannot go to work due to health problems, and a bit sweet and sophisticated because I had the time to think and maybe reflect on what I'm doing during the morning.
Uh-oh. What's going on there? So hold on, just let me check here. We've got mute your microphones, please, if you're not speaking, but that was a great description of pink. Thank you so much. Who's feeling red today? Mary? Say more.
Yes, I am feeling red. To be honest with you, I had a very long day, 7 hours of teaching, but they all went very well, so I feel very strong. I think that's my a strength spoke to me. Love, it's not so there, but energetic for sure.
What a beautiful feeling to have at the end of the day. And who's feeling yellow today? Why are you feeling yellow? Unmute your microphone and explain. Okay, I'm waiting for yellow, but not so much. How about the white? Who marked the white as the mood that you are feeling today?
I did.
Tell me more.
Innocence came from a class that I have in the second grade of gymnasium, and I had innocence in front of me. Children, even if sometimes they are frustrating and do a lot of noise, if you really talk to them a bit more personally, their innocence emerges, and this is how innocence came.
It's a beautiful thing that we are so lucky to be with young people whose hearts are open, whose minds are open, and who have so much to learn. So aren't you lucky? That's a great description. Who else wants to share what color you are feeling? Let's see who hasn't shared. What color is...
Hi, it's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. What's your color?
I chose, I think, orange. Anyway, I went for bravery because I feel brave today that I can manage to do everything. School, kids, things that have to do outside school. So I feel really brave, and I think I can manage, as I said.
Nice to hear. Thank you so much for sharing. Who else wants to share where you are color-wise? Susan, where's your color today?
I already shared.
Oh, remind me, what was your color today? Anybody else want to share where your color is today?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I can't choose between the colors because I had different opinions today with different classes. So in one class were more peaceful, more creative, and in another class was more frustrated, and you had to try to make them more to watch more carefully what I were saying. So I can't I can choose any of them.
Yeah, so I think So I think what's an interesting point there is about how your moods changed as the day moved from the groups of students that you interacted with, right? So that is an absolute great way to describe it, how our moods our moods vary as we encounter different students and as we face different challenges. So let me move forward to our small group discussion for today. Here's the question I have for you to discuss in small groups. What do you think students learn when they create media inside the school? And what do you think students may learn when they create media outside the school? So you understand what I mean by inside and outside, right? When you create media inside the school, you might be making a Word document to make an essay. You might be making an equation to develop to represent your knowledge of a mathematical concept. You might be making a drawing. You might be creating some other form of media in school. But when students are not in school, they represent their knowledge in different ways. They represent their ideas in different ways. So maybe kids are making a TikTok or sharing a video. So what do you think students learn when they're creating media outside of school? So give me a thumbs up if you understand the topic for the small group discussion. We only have about 6 minutes on this topic, but everyone has some ideas to share. So I'm going to break you into 2 groups. Oh no, I'm going to break you into 3 groups and invite you to have a conversation. What do you think students learn when they create media inside school and outside school? At this point, the breakout rooms are open. Have a great conversation, and I'll see you back in the main room here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Please feel free to join the breakout room now, breakout room 1, breakout room 2, or breakout room 3. It looks like you're all back. I just love that part of the Zoom meeting when everyone comes back from the small groups to the large groups. Let's hear from each group. What were some of the key ideas that emerged from your dialogue? Room 1 is Krissa, Dimitri, Espy, Kathleen, Susan, and Zoe. What came up in your conversation, team 1?
Who is talking? I think that the main idea is that they use different ways, media in different ways in the classroom and outside the classroom, more formal and for essays, etc. in the classroom, for social reasons outside the classroom. They care for the judgment, for different kind of judgment in the classroom and different kind outside the classroom. I think that this is the most important thing that we discussed.
I am absolutely fascinated about the idea that evaluation happens in both the school and the home, evaluation by the teachers and evaluation by the peers, right? So interesting kind of way that evaluation does seem to factor into both the media that they create at home and at school, but in different ways, because of the social nature of the peer relationship.
Both of them are very important for all of us, for students too. But in different way, typical or not typical way.
Thank you for sharing.
And maybe not typical way is most important for teenagers.
Good point. Good point. Teenagers in particular may have different needs for self-expression in and out of school. Anybody else from Team 1 want to add an interesting idea that came up that you want to share with our whole group?
We just said that the skills that they obtain inside school are more have to do with scientific things, more that have to do with the formal education inside school,
Right.
that it's not so fun maybe sometimes. And after school, it's more like of free choice, or even if Chrisa said about an interview outside, it's more free to do on their own way and express. So different, more free tools, more free to use any tool or any kind of media they prefer.
Good point. I love the point that because we often are teaching in the content area, in school, the content area and the content is controlled, right? And students don't experience that kind of control outside of school. And I love the idea about how choice is its own problem, isn't it? So choice is good, but it also can be overwhelming. So nice, nice, nice. Let me hear from room 2, group 2, Anna, Kali, Lisa, Nicoletta, and Charles. What key ideas emerged from your conversation? Who wants to speak first?
Okay, I can start first. Talk today. Okay, well, we talked about the fact that they outside school, they learn to present themselves, but also inside school. Presentation skills are some skills that they enhance inside and outside school. All outside school, they also they interact, so they acquire social skills, or they, yeah, well, yes. Inside school, but also outside school, they can also be creative. So creativity is another skill that they acquire, and which can be empowering. We talked about empowering students that way. So, well, that's that.
Nicoletta, thank you so much for that good summary. It sounds like Team 2, you focused on skills that develop both in the classroom and outside the classroom. If I were thinking about a Venn diagram, you were looking at some of the similarities between school and classroom that are common. That is really cool. Does anybody from Team 2 want to add any other insights that came up in your discussion? Okay, we will turn to Team 3. Dinos, Eleni, Irene, Marie, and Mary. What came up in your conversation that you can summarize for us?
Okay, hello. I will start without reason because my English is worse than the others. Okay, so inside school, my opinion is that outside of school, my opinion is that the students have feel free to do whatever they want. The opposite, indeed, when students are inside the school, since they know that there are some borders, some limits that they can't and they must not pass. So I think that in the one way they feel free, in the other they feel limited, something like that. So I think that one partner of me would explain better, but the point is this. Thank you.
That was excellent. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone from Team 3 want to comment on that interesting juxtaposition between feeling free and feeling, I would say, controlled or limited?
I
Can I,
absolutely agree.
Laura? Oh, sorry.
No, go on, Mary.
Okay, I'll just say something, Eleni, quick, and then you can continue and complement what, whatever. What we also discussed was how we can bridge that gap between the outside and the inside. And bringing it in may mean that we need to be a little more controlled with respect to what they're used to. They can teach us that, but we can also teach them about the importance of context. And not to mention that it's something, they can see it as a tool. So the way they use it from now on is something that they can understand its academic purpose, not only its social purpose. And one more thing that we said that was agreed on was that how when you're actually using such tools in the classroom, they become aware. For example, students had mentioned in my classroom, mentioned that if we upload this on Instagram, do we need to source the information? So that on its own means they're becoming more aware that social media is a medium, and it includes everything we've been teaching them on research.
Wow, that suggests that they are transferring knowledge learned in the school to knowledge relevant to the world. Nice. Eleni, were you going to add to that?
Well, of course, I agree with what everyone said, since we already discussed it. Another thing that I would like to add is that when we do this in the framework of a school, then the students might feel like that they really want to try hard and show what they can do. So this might give a better result rather than if they just share something themselves, because they also have in mind that they are going to get a mark for that. And we all know that students care about the marks. So this could be also another way to make them more creative in a way.
Great point. So in a way, you come back to this idea that the assessment that teachers provide, as we provide feedback to evaluate student performance, actually could have a positive impact on achievement, right? And help students to develop and advance their motivation for doing a project well. Nice work, guys. Thank you so much for that great discussion. That really launches us into what is a big topic for today. And I guess I will just present. There we go. So in the digital literacy literature that you're going to be encountering this week, we're going to be thinking about the texts. And by the word text, of course, I mean any form of symbolic expression that carries meaning. So a mathematical formula is a text, and a poem is a text, and a music video is a text, and an instructional video is a text. Photograph is a text. Essay is a text. So I use that word text in its broad sense. So the texts of the classroom, where students are doing school and learning, And compare that to the texts of the culture, the texts that students are encountering in the world outside of the school when they're doing life and doing citizenship. And in some ways, in both of those contexts, we're thinking about information and how we access it and how we use it. And we're thinking about how we think critically about it and how we create it. And these are essentially reading and writing practices that occur in and out of school. And so one of the reasons why I'm so keen on the concept of digital authorship is that I think it invites us to explicitly build connections between the texts of the classroom and the texts of the culture, right? And so this week we're going to think about what can we do with digital technologies that support reading comprehension and online information access so that students question, locate, evaluate, synthesize, and communicate information. And how can digital technologies support the practice of critically examining information from mass media, from popular culture? How can it support students sharing their interpretations and engaging in dialogue and in collaboration? So I'm really explicitly inviting us to think about using a big concept of literacy, connecting it to the texts of the classroom and to the texts of the culture. As always, this week we're going to be learning here in this Zoom meeting. That's in the real-time meeting we're doing right now, but most of our learning is happening anytime in these small increments that you chunk out and complete at a time that is convenient to you. I was really pleased in the Flipgrid discussions to hear that some of you are thinking about how you might be able to create or build resources, multimedia resources here in this class, in our class together, that you could learn, that students could use in either anytime or real-time learning. And that was exciting that you're already starting to think about what could you build or create that would help students in real-time, face-to-face learning, or in anytime learning that might happen digitally outside of school. So let's do a little review and get a sense of what your work is going to be for, what's going to be happening with you this week. I'll take you to week 2. You remember how we access week 2 for the week. And for those of you I see in the chat room who are struggling with some technical issues, what we'll do is we'll break just a little bit early today and we'll do an individual tutorial for that. And we'll do that every week. So I'll be arriving about 15 minutes early for this class and helping with any technical issues like we did today. And I'll be staying a little bit later to do some coaching on technical issues you might have experienced. So realize that's a part of the class, and it can happen before or after or even at a different time if that is best for you. But we have so many cool things planned for this week. I really am looking forward to sharing it with you. And of course, I like to share it by expanding all, right? And offering a little bit of sense of really the focus questions that we're going to be doing this week. We've thought a little bit about the relationship between the texts of the classroom and the texts of the culture. We're going to look a little bit at assessment rubrics and digital annotation. Those are two practices that can help us better use digital media to support student learning. We're going to definitely take a deep dive in project-based inquiry learning and try to identify what are some of those best practices. I think the highlight of the week is for you to get a chance to look at some examples of student-created and teacher-created media in different subject areas. And we're going to get a chance to practice digital annotation and think about how that might apply to your subject area, your area of inquiry. And then we're going to continue our dialogue with partners to practice collaboration in a fully online context. So the activity 2.2 is really some reading and discussion. We'll read a short article called 9 Ways Online Learning Should Be Different from Face-to-Face. And we'll think about something that many of us are starting to reflect on right now, which is that the pandemic forced digital learning on us. But now that we're back, there might be some things that happened during the COVID pandemic that happened digitally that could be really good for the future, right? In other words, there might be some lessons learned from that that would work even when we return to our face-to-face context. So that's something to think about. We're going to think about project-based learning by looking at 2 really interesting short articles. So it says here, educators design project-based learning to support learning. Scan through the document below to review the variety of rubrics for assessing student-created meeting projects. As you review the document, try to identify 1 or more ideas that you like best. So that's the directions for this one, creating a rubric for evaluating media projects. It's a gigantic long list of rubrics, and you'll kind of scan through for what catches your eye. This one is a really superb web page called Doing a Project versus Project-Based Learning. There's a little quiz that you can take on this page. And so if you can read this page, then take the quiz and then make a comment, right? Reflecting on your experience of making sense of project-based learning as it applies to your interests. And now we're going to engage in a practice of modeling active reading online, right? So educators have always used annotation. In fact, my history teacher will tell me it goes back to the time of the Greeks, right? When the idea that we would mark up a text in the margins, right? We would read and we would highlight, or we would make notes in the margins of the page as a way to interpret ideas as we go along. Well, how does that happen in digital literacy? We're going to use a tool called Kami for Chrome. Give me a thumbs up if you have used Kami for Chrome. Let me just look around the room. Who's used a digital annotation tool like Kami for Chrome? Aha, Susan, wonderful. So the rest of you guys are going to enjoy it. I think it's an absolutely fascinating tool. We'll just take a look at, choose one of these. They're very short videos. How might you use Kami for social studies or for science or for math? Watch one of these to get an orientation to Kami. And then we'll practice using Kami. So it says we're going to read my Create to Learn Chapter 1. Click on the link to access the article with the Kami for Chrome digital annotation tool. As you read, comment on the reading and participate in an online reading group. Now remember that you will need to log in to Kami to make comments. So I'll demonstrate. I'm clicking on the tool. It says authorize Google Drive. It says which account do you want to use? You have to use a Gmail, I think, account. And now I think you can see the page. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the page load. This is the proof page. You can see it says proof page of the book, right? Welcome to our online reading community. Let's use this tool to have a conversation about what we're reading. Use the tool to highlight ideas that are useful to you and make 3 comments where you consider how these ideas relate to your life and work. And extra credit, ask or answer a question. So you can see up at the top here that because I've logged in to the free version of Kami, I can actually mark up this text in a certain number of ways. I can highlight and I can comment. And I can reply to a comment, right? And so there I can reply to a comment. Those are really not very good replies, of course, but I hope better ideas will come out of your discussion than that. But you get the concept, right? It's actually a really neat way to make the reading process active. And there are a million cool ways to use Kami, but we're going to use it to create an online reading community, right? So try to use the highlight ideas that are useful to you and make 3 comments that relate as you consider how these ideas relate to your life and work. And if you want, ask a question or answer a question. All right. Kami is really a cool tool. And the ideas in chapter 1 will get you ready for what we're going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. So after you've done those 3 things, we'll participate in a little discussion. Which ideas from the readings were most relevant and useful to you? And how are you starting to think about the concept of digital authorship and project-based learning? And what about assessment rubrics or digital annotation might be useful to you when you join the discussion? You can see I've already started, and we had a good discussion here. I started by embedding an image from the readings into the commentary, so you can just continue with that discussion, right? You can just continue with that discussion. So the readings for this week are kind of prelude for the fun exploration that I'd like you to engage in. And that comes here. Explore examples and play with platforms. You guys knew this was hands-on, minds-on learning, right? So please take 1 hour to explore one or more of these digital tools for creating media. And you can, maybe you're like me, you like to spend 1 hour just playing with one of these tools. Cool. Maybe you're like me in that you want to play around and try 10 minutes with this one and 10 minutes with that one. However you want to do it. We've got 4 tools, different tools for making video. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tools for manipulating images. And we've got 1 tool for making sound media. So you just click on that tool and play around. Now, if there's another tool that you'd like to play with this week, just send me an email and tell me what it is. So this is a very important part of the creative process. You're going to be exploring tools that you might want to use for your own Create to Learn project. But to really get an idea of what's possible, we also need to look at some examples of what other teachers and other students have done. And so we're going to view and discuss some examples of project-based learning from students of all ages. I've created a curated collection of student and teacher created video. And we're going to use another cool annotation tool called Video Ant to annotate video. You know, just like Kami for Chrome helps you annotate a PDF, Video Ant lets you annotate a video. Now, to make an annotation, you must first log on to Video Ant. And we're going to be discussing these videos. So choose one of these examples. And then as you watch, consider these questions as you compose an annotation, as you write a response. What do you notice about the content and form of this video? What did you like? What did you dislike? Why was this video created? Who's the intended target audience? What was its purpose? What might students or teachers have learned from the experience of making this video? And we'll just practice by clicking on this link here, a Padlet wall full of lots of cool examples. But down here is the one I want to show you. It's called Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Let's watch it.
It just takes one person to make a big difference to many things in many ways.
Plastic bottles can take hundreds of years to break down in the ocean. One chance, one ocean. Use it wisely. Great Pacific Garbage Patch PSA, written by Jack, Owen, and Joey. Audio recording by Owen and Jack, Joe and Owen, Mr. Jennings. Music credit, technical assistance, NES students. This video was made by a group of elementary school children. 3 boys, it looks like. 3 boys made this Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Right now, I want to comment on it, and I don't see anything over here. Do you notice in that quadrant? There's nothing here because I won't be able to use this tool of Video Ant, this Video Ant annotation tool, until I sign in. And I have to sign in using Google, of course, right? Yes, I must sign in with a Gmail account. I'll sign in with this account. It's saying, please give me permission. Video Ant was created by educational technologists at the University of Minnesota, and it's a very high quality source. And now you can see once I've signed in, I can start the video by pressing play. When I'm ready, I can add an annotation, and I can click this symbol right here. And I can also fill out the annotation form and click save. I could also turn on the closed captions. That's cool. All right, so let's watch the video and make an annotation. I already have an opinion, right? So the black screen, I noticed that the, ooh, let's get the caps lock off. I noticed that this video uses the black screen and a few words to create a sense of anticipation. Yes, I think that's done intentionally, a sense of anticipation. Oh, what is that word? Anticipation. When I save, it pops up.
It just takes
So when I replay this video, my comment comes up right here at the point which I inserted it.
It just takes one person to make a big difference.
Okay, now I'm noticing the children's voices, right? And I'm gonna have a comment about, okay, they must have written a script. I think they probably wrote a script. Yes, I think they did. I think they wrote a script. I think they wrote a script. Okay, so I think you are getting the idea of how much fun it's going to be to explore some of these choices. You can see that there are some videos created by teachers. There are videos created by middle school students. There are videos created by high school students and videos created by elementary school students. Pick one. Oops, where is my web page again? Pick one and comment on it, right? Because that will give you some really interesting ideas about student-created media and how they were created, why they were created, and what their educational aims might have been. Now, I only have 3 minutes to describe to you the big project. That's a cool, get your juices flowing. What I'd like you to do is a small create to learn project where you and your partner have a conversation and you record a summary of your partner dialogue. We start here. This is the first step. You know how when you go to the school dance, if you're a girl like me, you just wait to be picked. And maybe somebody picks you and maybe somebody doesn't, and you just feel terrible waiting for your partner, but who's going to dance with you? No, that's not how this game is played. This game is played, the first person who comes to this page gets to pick their partner. Woohoo! Right? So if I'm team one, I'm going to pick my partner and say, Vera Lisa, won't you be my partner? And voila, Vera Lisa and I are partners. Okay? So whoever picks their, now I'm just teasing, of course. Vera Lisa, you are not my partner, but
Okay.
this game goes if you are the first person to this website, you get to pick your partner until all the partners are picked. All right? So won't that be fun? Now, once you have your partner, you and your partner have a really cool project to do. And let me just see if I can scroll down to just remind you of how it's going to work. You and your partner have a discussion considering one or more of these questions. They're ideas we've been exploring all hour this hour. Have a real conversation, at least 30 minutes, discussing these questions. But then at the conclusion of your discussion, compose a 3-minute summary video where you and your partner share key ideas from your discussion with the class. Now, because you have explored some of these tools, you might want to use one of those tools to create. Like you could use Screencast-O-Matic, or you could use Zoom, or you could use Google Meet, or you could use another video chat tool that enables you to record video. Upload your 3-minute completed video summary to YouTube or share it via a URL. And you post it right here in the Padlet wall. The way you post in a Padlet wall, first of all, you kind of double click on it like that. You double click to get to it. And then you use this big pink button down at the bottom. Where is that big pink button down at the bottom? You double click on that and you add your video here. And it's going to be by Renee. Oops, it's going to be by Renee and Vera Lisa. Whoa. Okay. Now, that is a big agenda between now and next week. Maybe you're feeling terrified, or maybe you're feeling excited and hopeful. But here's what I want to know as we conclude. Are you up for the challenge? 5 fingers up if you are totally up for the challenge, and 1 finger if you're like, holy heck, this looks horrible. I'm not up for this challenge. Fingers up. Where are you? Are you up for this challenge? Or are you feeling like, oh no, I don't know? Fingers up, hold them up, hold them up.
It's not exact that we have a choice.
That's right. Wherever you are is where you are. I'm going to let you go now because our time is up, but I'm going to stay on the call to answer any and all questions you may have or to provide individual coaching and support. So some of you you're ready, you're off, you're done. We say goodbye to you now. Wave goodbye to people who might be leaving now. That is excellent. Have a great dinner. Relax, enjoy your evening. And if you have questions, I'm staying here to answer them. See you next week.
So Renee,
we have another meeting.
I know.
Okay. So
Renee,
good morning for you. Bye.
Are we staying if we have questions?
If you have questions,
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Renee.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week. Yeah, you can stay if you have questions, and you can leave if you have to leave.
Well, first of all, regarding the list, I saw my name twice. So it's at the bottom. So two people might
Oh, I see you. Yes, I'm taking you off the bottom.
Okay.
Thank you for noticing that.
Okay. That's one thing. And another thing, can I ask you about the problem that I had with Flipgrid?
Yes.
I recorded my video 7 times at least. I couldn't upload it.
Show me your screen. Let's go to, I'm gonna give you the link and
you know what?
Hold on, I'm gonna get to the Flipgrid and I'm gonna, I want you to click on this link and we'll observe the situation. We'll see what's going on.
Renee, I used another computer. I'm at work now. I'm at school, so my personal computer at home.
It should be fine.
My personal laptop.
It shouldn't make a difference. Here is here's the link in the chat. Open this up and then share your screen with me. Like, click on that link.
Okay.
And now share your screen with me. You know how to share a screen on Zoom? You go down, 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 down to the bottom till you see the share screen.
Okay, yes, hang on. I'm very slow. I'm like a grandmother. This is how we call it in Greek.
No worries. I'm in no hurry.
My relationship with technology. Okay, I'm sharing.
You're doing great. Perfect.
I'm sharing.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Perfect. So now, if you click that record response, yep, I want to see what happens on your screen. I want to look at what's happening. Okay.
Oh, join with Google. So it needs the Gmail.
Sure.
You know what the thing is? I've saved the codes in my other laptop. So now.
Well, it should access it either way if you can use your Gmail account. Yep. Okay. Let's see what happens.
So, can you see my screen?
I can.
Oh, password. Okay. Let me just try. Give it a shot.
Just try it. It hides it from me. The password. I can't see your password. So. Okay, very nice. Good. 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 Good.
Oh,
successful. Perfect.
Oh dear.
Okay, so let's see what you see here.
Flash. Select for Adobe Flash. Well, but that
now, so this is, yes, on this computer, it's saying I'm missing something. And so let's see what you are missing. I think even I would even just click on that thing that says select for Adobe Flash. Okay.
Do we want to allow to run?
Okay, yes, we want to allow it once. Yes, allow it once. Very nice. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Go ahead. Okay, there's your Nicoletta account. Login successful. Beautiful. I think this is good now. Why are you seeing that? Okay, let's see what's going on. You have 5 minutes to record your video. Click it. Let's just do a little practice here. So, aha, now it says, allow the Flipgrid to access your camera and microphone. So you have to click allow and very good. Camera, and that's good. And I think
camera or close.
We're good. I think close will be fine. And now let's see what you see.
Black.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it looks like your machine is, I am noticing see the yellow thing or the pink thing on the bottom. We recommend that you use the latest Microsoft Edge for the best Flipgrid experience. What happens when you do that? It wants you to update your computer, but I don't know exactly how. Okay. Are you feeling adventurous? Go ahead, click.
I don't know.
Download it. Let's see what's going on. Okay, very nice. Beautiful. Okay, we want to run that thing. Yes, we do. Beautiful. It was very small, a small little update. Okay, very nice. Okay. It looked like it might have already downloaded. I'm not a PC user, so I'm not so familiar with this. Let's go back to the Flipgrid tab. Do you see up at the top there, you've got the 2 tabs open? And let's refresh the screen, right? So just like, yeah, there you go. Interesting. Click on that.
The thing is, at home, I could record it.
Yes.
And save it.
Yes.
But I couldn't upload it. I couldn't find the way to upload it in the page.
So that is, so Flipgrid doesn't really have an uploading process. The video recording happens on the platform. So there is no uploading step, right?
Okay.
But, aha, so, okay, we're gonna try again now. But I am very much confused by this. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna see if I can diagnose this situation, and then I'm gonna email you if I can find an answer. Okay. I may not be able to find an answer, but this is a peculiar situation, and I'm sorry that Flipgrid is not cooperating for you. But let me see if I can find a solution, and maybe we try next week. In the meantime, don't worry about it, okay?
Something last, very, if you can help me.
Oh, yeah.
I want to have my students create a blog. Do you have anything to suggest, any platforms, any links, something that?
I do. How about if you open up the, can you get yourself back to the class? Get yourself back to the,
How?
Okay. Oh, this is good. Maybe you have an email and an email from me that you use to start the class.
Okay.
Let me go to your email. There we go. And you find the email from me. There we are. And the what do students learn when they create, not that one, nope. The what do students learn when they create media link. This one's opening up a Zoom, that's no good. That's the one. Yeah. This week in the playground, so we'll go down to week 2, down to the playground. Explore examples and play with platforms, 2.3. Yeah, that's the one. Click on Adobe Spark web page. It's not that one. It's that one. Yeah, check on that. Now, this is a very, very simple web page tool, even more simple than a blog. To continue, you must log in with your Google. It's an ideal beginning for a teacher who is experimenting with blogs because it's very easy. It's very, very easy. And what you might do is, let's see if we can get you into this. Okay, very nice. Okay, so it wants to know all about you. Yes, it does. Jesus, God. Okay, you can lie. You don't have to tell the truth. And you can, of course.
Just random.
Are you yes, there you go, whatever you are. Perfect.
Mary's laughing. Mary, are you there?
Mary's laughing at your choice of okay.
Mary,
So
not laughing.
1993.
I'm not one to laugh, please.
Okay, so click done.
Mary, I'm almost down because
No worries, no worries. Now, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video to see how it really works. Oh, I realize this is the wrong video. This is ridiculous. No, this is this is a promo video for the whole Adobe suite. Just go back. Yeah, go back. See where it says get started now? This is a really simple tool for making a web page. And one of the ways that teachers build students' confidence as writers is, well, I think you're using Spark for in-class assignments and projects. Yeah, there you go. Right, so click on that. Or, yeah, that's good. And let's see what it wants you to do next. Okay, continue. Now, over in the blue, it's going to teach you. See, that's kind of cool. It was going to teach you all the things about it, but I'm here so I can teach you as well. See the blue button? Oh, yeah. See the blue button at the top corner there? The plus button, not that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's good. Click on that. What happens when you click on that? Now you have a choice of making a flyer, an Instagram story, an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a website. Let's make a web page. Because one really simple thing you could do is have each student make a web page and then you build a web page with all the links in it. Ta-da! That's a simple way to do a blog because this tool builds students' confidence at using language and images to communicate. So it's going to scaffold you through a process where you give your webpage a title. Yep, there you go. And then if you click that plus button, it's going to ask you to put an image there, right? So it's almost like teaching you design, right? Of what are the features of a web page. A web page has a design. Now find free photos or scroll down, one of the two. Yeah. So this tool, if you play with this, you're going to see there's going to be a place where you can add text. See, add text. Bingo. Now you've got a simple video editor. Students can cut and paste their writing or they can compose right on it. It's so simple. To share it or present it, you simply use the buttons at the top that say publish and share the link or present. If you're just starting with blogging, what I like about it is that it teaches students design principles while they start thinking about their audience and their purpose and their message. Later on, you can graduate to more sophisticated blog tools, but you might play with this at least for next week and think about it. And then next week we can talk about other ideas you have about your goals and your purposes and what you liked and disliked about this tool, and then I can suggest something else for you to play with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Very much.
I'll see you next week.
See you. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Mary.
Bye-bye.
Renee, I have a very quick question. I didn't see my video, and I just wanted to ask, did you get my Flipgrid video? I didn't see my picture, rather. But it showed. Sorry?
Let's take a look. Here I am at the page right now.
Yeah. My picture's not there, and I was just wondering because it showed that it had successful submission.
It did.
Okay, as long as you got it. I mean, I don't mind.
Let me go see if I can let me see if I can find it here. So I'm going to the back of this group. This is what Flipgrid looks like from the back end.
Okay.
Right? And I see I have reflect on your digital identity. I am not seeing your response here.
But I did get an email saying that it was submitted.
Okay, so show me your email. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
That's peculiar because maybe it was submitted someplace else and I have to go track it down and see what happened there.
In a second. I did it last night.
No worries.
I really did like Flipgrid, I have to say, and it's something that I look forward to using. That's why
Yeah. You want to learn more because Flipgrid has got lots of possibilities. Ah, very nice. Your video is now
Your video is now, that's right. So I got this.
Okay. Oh, very nice. Now click on that link right there. Oh, I see. Under highlights and lowlights. Oh, interesting. Under highlights and lowlights.
And this is me. Not my best moment. So I'm glad you didn't use the picture.
Beautiful. Okay, so now what I need to do, will you do me a favor? Go back to your email. Will you put the link to this? Put the link to this into the chat for me.
Okay, will do.
Okay. And then I'm going to share my screen with you and see what happens when I pull that up. Because it looks to me like somehow you got into another grid. I have, of course, millions of grids. So, but I'm curious how you got into my other grid. That's so cool. Like, how did that happen? Okay. So in the chat, put that link. Okay, very nice. So now I'm looking at it and there it is. So I'm gonna save it and it says highlights and lowlights. So I'm gonna go back to my administrator grid, my educator dashboard. And I'm gonna go now, how you got into another, was it, what, did you do what you did, maybe, no? Were you with me in Oman? Or in Amman? Either one? When I did
No.
Project? What highlights and lowlights?
I was in Amman 2 years ago.
And were you in my class? No. Maybe.
No, hold on. I was in Amman in an IB.
Got it. I don't know where that is, but it does seem like something that I would do because I am very big on highlights and lowlights. I found it. Look, hold on. I found it. I found it. I found it. I'm going to share my screen with you. Oh yeah, that's so cool. You know, see what I love about, this is why I love problems, Mary. Problems are opportunities for you to learn more. And that's why I embrace problems, because I'm still learning Flipgrid myself, even though I've been using it for like 10 years, right? But notice what happened is I went over here to Educator Dashboard, and I went to look at, see, I have, these are the groups that I have. And I have a group called NESA Digital Author. I have a lot of these, right? Millions of them. I have this here, groups. But then I went over here to click on this one, topics. And I see reflect on your digital, highlights and lowlights. And look who I find. Maria, ta-da!
Oh, okay.
You rock. So here's what I think happened. When you experience this page, so there's what, this is how you experience, the learner experiences the page like this, Flipgrid like this. That's how you see the page. And there are several topics. See where it says view 4 topics? You accidentally posted in this one instead of in this one. This small mistake. Small problem.
Okay.
So actually, I really
will we be learning about Flipgrid? Renee,
you are
is Flipgrid part of this course? Got it.
I will take that under advisement. You rock, girl. Knowing what my students need to learn is what makes me a better teacher. So I will work that in for next week, okay?
I'm glad I'm an opportunity. I just hope I don't become a threat.
You are helping me to learn. That's the good news.
Renee, another question is, will we be using Flipgrid? Is it part of the program?
Yes, Flipgrid comes back at the very, very end.
Good,
So,
excellent. Okay.
So we'll have one more
chance to learn how to use it in class.
Yeah, you will have one more chance to learn Flipgrid. And what I might do is I might take a little clip of this. I'm recording this right now. I might take a little clip of this recording as a way to do like a little mini tutorial. So there's so much to learn in only 4 weeks. I have to make some decisions, but like you said, this is a tool you can see using with your students. So let's learn how to use it.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Have fun this week. I'll see you next week.
Thank you. You too. See you. Bye.